Well, it's still getting messier and messier in the It Ends With Us feud between co-stars Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni.
I said that having read through Blake Lively's complaint, that it was evident to me that she was likely under the influence when she filed her complaint.
Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and Justin Baldoni are smack in the middle of what's shaping up to be one of the messiest Hollywood traumas we've seen in years. And let's be honest, this is the kind of chaos that keeps people hooked. Let's start by setting the scene, shall we? Picture this. Blake Lively, Hollywood's golden girl, is no stranger to the spotlight, but lately, it seems like the light has turned into a searing heat, and who's standing right there with her? Her husband, Ryan Reynolds, who for the longest time seemed like the ultimate supportive partner. But now, oh honey, the cracks in that picture-perfect image are starting to show, and it's all spilling out in public court filings, legal drama, and rumors that have the streets buzzing. Let's dive into this dumpster fire of a situation, shall we?
You're not kidding when you say this is getting messier. The author of that book deleting her Instagram account, another who plays Baldoni's sister in the film, being harassed online for siding with...
So here's the tea, Ryan Reynolds. We know him as the funny, charming Deadpool star who's been a fan favorite for years. But lately, he's been caught up in a whirlwind that most of us didn't see coming. It all starts with his wife, Blake Lively, and her legal feud with Justin Baldoni, her co-star and director on the film It Ends With Us. Now, Blake and Justin's issues have been brewing for a while, but let's focus on Ryan for a second. When all this drama first started, Ryan was the supportive spouse, cheering on his wife with public declarations of loyalty and love. He made it crystal clear that he was standing by her side through thick and thin. But now, it looks like he's had enough. And can we blame him?
That it's a continuation of the smear campaign that Blake initially claims happened while they were promoting the film.
Word on the street is that Ryan's starting to feel the heat, not just from the public, but from his own involvement in this mess. He's even filed a motion to remove himself from the lawsuit entirely. That's right, he's not asking for the case to be thrown out. He's just begging the court to let him off the hook. And the reason? He claims this whole ordeal has nothing to do with him. But hold up, because this story gets juicier.
Getting close to her, obviously making small chatter not in character so as not to make the scene, which didn't require dialogue, awkward.
Let's rewind a bit to where Ryan's name first got dragged into this legal circus. You see, Ryan isn't just some innocent bystander here. Oh no, he played a part in this drama, whether he wants to admit it or not. Remember his role in Deadpool and Wolverine? Well, apparently, Ryan took some not-so-subtle jabs at Justin Baldoni in the film. Specifically, he introduced a character called Nicepool, who Justin claims was a direct caricature of him. Nicepool is portrayed as a satirical, overly woke version of Deadpool, and Justin's legal team is arguing that the character was created to mock and bully him. Yikes.
Literally, I'm just asking the question, like, how are women allowed to do this, to take something and to make it sound like you survived because that's what it sounded like to the public.
And Ryan? Oh, he didn't even bother denying it. In fact, in his court filings, he pretty much admitted that Nicepool was inspired by Justin Baldoni. But here's where it gets messy. Ryan's legal team is claiming that Justin's outrage over the character doesn't hold water because, apparently, satire isn't a crime. They're painting Justin as overly sensitive and trying to dismiss his claims as nothing more than hurt feelings. But you know what's wild? Ryan's admission that the character was based on Justin has opened up a whole new can of worms. Now, Justin's legal team is digging deeper, trying to prove that there was a coordinated effort to bully him, not just through the film, but across Hollywood. And trust us, they're not playing around.
We can now all agree that the moral crimes committed here by Ryan Reynolds against Justin Baldoni have amounted to high treason.
But let's circle back to Ryan's current predicament. Sources close to the actor are saying that he's absolutely fed up with being dragged into this mess. And who can blame him? The public narrative is shifting and people are starting to question just how involved he really was. Did he willingly jump into the fray to support Blake, or was he pressured into it? Rumors are swirling that Blake may have strong-armed Ryan into taking her side publicly because she thought his star power would help sway public opinion in her favor. And if that's true, well, that's a whole new level of drama. There's even talk of a video that allegedly shows Blake pushing Ryan to make his public declarations of support for her. If that video sees the light of day, it could be a game changer. It would not only shine a spotlight on Blake's alleged manipulative tactics, but also raise questions about Ryan's true feelings about this whole ordeal. Is he the doting husband we've all been led to believe, or is he just trying to survive the storm Blake has created?
So I'm just going to very quickly, before I give you all of the tea that I got over the weekend, I'm going to go over the biggest revelations from the filing.
And speaking of Blake, let's not forget that she's facing her own set of allegations here. The whispers about her being a bully on set are getting louder, and multiple people who've worked with her in the past are coming forward with their own stories. One assistant director from the movie A Simple Favor even claimed that Blake's behavior was so toxic that it drove her to quit the industry altogether. She described Blake as someone who was impossible to please, constantly putting people down and creating a hostile work environment. And let's not even get started on the crew members from Gossip Girl who've shared similar experiences. If these claims are true, it's not a good look for Blake, especially when she's trying to position herself as the victim in her legal battle with Justin. But let's not lose sight of the bigger picture here. Ryan's alleged attempts to distance himself from Blake's drama have sparked a whole new wave of speculation. Some fans are calling him out for trying to abandon shit now that the waters are getting choppy. Others are questioning the authenticity of his support for Blake in the first place. Was he really standing by her out of love and loyalty, or was he just trying to save face? And let's not forget the financial toll this is taking on him. Legal battles aren't cheap, and word on the street is that the couple has already spent a small fortune on lawyer fees. If Ryan's trying to remove himself from the lawsuit to save his bank account, well, that wouldn't be all that surprising.
Like, he literally tells Ryan he wants to be friends with you. And I can just see Ryan sitting there like, yes, this is exactly what I want, a puppy to kick in the mouth. And you'll do what I say.
Still, the question remains, where does this leave Blake and Ryan as a couple? Publicly, they're still putting on a united front, stepping out together at events like the Saturday Night Live 50th anniversary. But behind closed doors, who knows? The rumors about Blake bullying Ryan into supporting her are hard to ignore, and if there's any truth to them, it could spell trouble for their marriage. After all, how long can a relationship survive under this kind of pressure? And let's not forget Justin Baldoni in all of this. He's not backing down, and his legal team is laser-focused on proving their case. They're digging into everything from Ryan's jokes in Deadpool to Blake's alleged behavior on set. They're even looking into the funding for the film and the involvement of other actors and producers. It's clear that they're not just trying to win the case. They're trying to take down everyone who's played a part in this drama.
Worked out I Married an Englishman, so I think they're back. Anyways, it's time to throw your overpriced big wireless contract overboard, too. You don't need to pay $100 a month just...
Well, here's where things take a nose-dive straight into chaos, because Ryan's attempt to distance himself from Blake's drama isn't the end of it. It's just the beginning. Let's talk about his legal strategy because, oh boy, it's got people talking. Ryan's lawyers are doubling down, arguing that his involvement in this whole ordeal is minimal at best. They're painting Justin Baldoni as someone who's overly sensitive and accusing him of blowing things way out of proportion. But here's the thing. The more Ryan's team tries to wiggle out of this lawsuit, the more it feels like they're sinking deeper into it. And let's not forget, Justin's legal team isn't exactly sitting back and letting this slide. They're digging up every little detail, and it's getting messier by the minute.
Pure Talk, my cell phone company, says no to inflated prices with a qualifying plan of just $45 a month. You can choose an iPhone 14 or a Samsung Galaxy for $0.
Now, Justin's claims are centered around that infamous Nicepool character in Deadpool and Wolverine. You remember, right? Nicepool was portrayed as this overly earnest, almost cartoonishly woke version of Deadpool. From the moment the character appeared on screen, it was clear it was meant to poke fun at someone. Justin Baldoni, who's been vocal about his views on feminism and inclusivity during his It Ends With Us promotional tours, immediately felt targeted. His team argues that the character was specifically designed to mock him, and they're not letting it go. They're calling it bullying, plain and simple. And you know what? They're not stopping with Nicepool. Oh no, they're going deeper. They've hinted that they're planning to subpoena production documents, funding records, and even internal communications from Marvel and Disney to see just how far this so-called mockery goes.
And one of the most significant allegations in Baldoni's lawsuit is that Lively sought to gain control over the editing process of the film. This is important.
And here's the kicker. Ryan hasn't denied any of it. Not a single word. Instead, his lawyers are arguing that satire is protected speech, and Justin's outrage doesn't hold any legal weight. But here's where it gets tricky. By admitting that Nicepool was inspired by Justin, Ryan has inadvertently opened the door for Justin's legal team to start pulling in other people who worked on the film. That means directors, producers, writers, even other cast members could be dragged into this mess. And let's be real, Disney and Marvel cannot be happy about this. The last thing they want is for one of their blockbuster franchises to become associated with this kind of controversy. Can you imagine the headlines? It's a PR nightmare waiting to happen.
Now you have two sides here, right? So Baldoni says this was all an effort to hijack the film to get her way. Lively claims she was the victim of harassment in a hostile work environment.
But let's pivot for a moment and talk about Blake because her behavior is becoming a bigger and bigger and bigger part of the story. You've probably heard the whispers about her being difficult to work with, right? Well, those whispers are turning into full-blown allegations. Multiple people who've worked with Blake in the past are coming forward, claiming that she's not the angelic Hollywood darling she pretends to be. One former assistant who worked with her during the filming of A Simple Favor said that Blake's behavior was so unbearable that it drove her to quit the industry altogether. According to this assistant, Blake was impossible to please, constantly belittling people, and creating an environment so toxic that she would cry on her way home from work. And here's the thing, this isn't an isolated incident. Crew members from Gossip Girl have shared similar stories, describing Blake as someone who talks down to people and throws tantrums when she doesn't get her way.
The team has denied all of these allegations. They have responded to this filing, this lawsuit, saying this.
Now, you might be thinking, why does this matter? Well, Justin's legal team is arguing that this pattern of behavior is relevant to their case. They're claiming that Blake's alleged bullying extends beyond the set of "It Ends With Us," and that her actions were part of a deliberate campaign to take control of the film and push Justin out. And get this, they say they've got receipts. Justin's team has hinted that they're sitting on a mountain of evidence, including text messages, emails, and even testimonies from other cast and crew members that prove Blake orchestrated a smear campaign against Justin.
New video released by lawyers for actor Justin Baldoni showed unedited footage from the filming of It Ends With Us.
Let's not forget about that text message Blake allegedly sent to Justin, the one where she compared herself to Kaylee Z from Game of Thrones. Remember that? She referred to herself as the mother of dragons and hinted that her so-called dragons, aka her powerful connections, would protect her and take down anyone who stood in her way. If that doesn't scream power move, we don't know what does. But here's the thing, Justin's team is using that text as proof that Blake was leveraging her influence to manipulate situations to her advantage. And honestly, it's not a good look for her.
For most of his career, he has been a major proponent of feminism, of healthy masculinity. How does it feel for him, though?
And speaking of not so good looks, let's talk about Ryan's joke on Saturday Night Live. You know the one. During his appearance on the show, he made a quip that seemed to poke fun at the entire situation. At first, Ryan tried to claim that the joke was scripted by SNL, but that excuse didn't last long. Insiders from the show quickly came forward saying that Ryan pitched the joke himself during rehearsals. And let's be real, that makes it so much worse. If you're publicly supporting your wife, who's claiming to be a victim, why on earth would you joke about the situation on national television? It's a bad look, and it's only adding fuel to the fire.
Shutting down a woman's claim.
She is claiming that there was sexual harassment. He's saying none of it is true, never happened, never did.
Justin's lawyer, Brian Friedman, didn't hold back when asked about the joke. He said, and we quote, "I'm unaware of anybody whose spouse has been harassed and has made jokes about it publicly." Ouch. That's a brutal statement, but it's hard to argue with him. The joke has left a lot of people scratching their heads, wondering if Ryan's support for Blake is as genuine as he claims it to be. And then there's the career fallout. Ryan's involvement in this drama is starting to have real consequences. Rumors are swirling that Disney is considering cutting ties with him. Apparently, his behavior might have violated their morality clause, and let's just say Disney does not play when it comes to protecting their brand. Remember, Ryan reportedly earned a hefty paycheck for his role in Deadpool and Wolverine, but if Disney decides to part ways with him, that could be the end of his time as Deadpool. And let's be honest, can you even imagine anyone else playing that role? It's a disaster waiting to happen, not just for Ryan, but for the franchise as a whole.
That Justin won't be bullied by Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. So his lawyer told us that their recent court filings show how scared.
But here's the thing. Ryan's career isn't the only one on the line. Blake's reputation is taking a serious hit too. The allegations of bullying, the legal battles, the public scrutiny, it's all adding up. And let's not forget, her and Ryan's public image as Hollywood's golden couple is starting to crack. They've always been known for their playful banter on social media, their picture-perfect family moments, and their seemingly unshakable bond. But now, people are starting to question how much of that was real and how much was just good PR.
And he says, like, look, this is just, Hollywood is based on pure fear, cultivated by both of them and their very powerful friends.
And let's not forget the fans. Oh, the fans. They're divided, to say the least. Some are standing by Blake and Ryan, arguing that they're being unfairly targeted and dragged through the mud. Others are siding with Justin, saying he's the real victim in all of this. And then there are those who are just here for the drama, watching from the sidelines as this story unfolds like a real-life soap opera. So, what's next? Honestly, it's anyone's guess. The legal battle is far from over, and with both sides digging in their heels, it doesn't look like this is going to be resolved anytime soon. Ryan's motion to dismiss himself from the lawsuit is still up in the air, and if it's denied, he'll be stuck in this mess for the long haul. Blake's legal team is scrambling to defend her, but with more allegations coming to light, it's becoming increasingly difficult to paint her as the innocent party. And Justin, well, he's not backing down. His legal team is determined to prove their case, and they're willing to go to whatever lengths necessary to do so.
this tool of a lawsuit or whatever to get it into the public atmosphere, and now you're not going to allow me the chance to respond in the same avenue?
As this Hollywood drama continues to unfold, one can't help but wonder, is Ryan Reynolds truly the supportive husband he portrays, or is he being manipulated by Blake Lively? And how will this legal battle impact their careers and public image? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more celebrity gossip and updates on this ongoing saga. Until next time, stay tuned.